Hello, my name is Lindsay Branscombe, and this is my timeline for chapter 24. So I started with T.H. Morgan, who in 1910 was mapping fruit fly genes. I then moved on to this group of people and a few other unnamed scientists. In 1930s to 1940s, they were credited with the creation of modern synthesis. Next, Ronald Fisher in 1930 said that the probability of traits or genes being passed down could be calculated. I then move on to J.B.S. Halden, and he theorized that our will to live actually came from the preservation of our own DNA. Then moving on to E.O. Wilson, who is still living today, which I thought was interesting. He, in 1950, he casually studied the fire ant patterns and found that they were based on chemical signals. Then in 1971, he published The Insect Societies, which argued the colonies acted like organisms because they divided their labor, they made individual sacrifices of themselves to benefit the colony, and that makes them more like an organism than an individual. In 1975, he concluded that organisms were the only there to make DNA and to preserve it. So DNA used organisms just to preserve itself and to make more of itself. In 1975, he published Social Biology and New Synthesis, which extended the arguments that he had previously made about ants, but extended it to all societies like humans. He had said that we react and feel the things we do because our brains are unconsciously trying to preserve our genes based on our current environments. Also in 1975, his book upset other scientists, and that made another organization come into existence that was against his ideas. In 1978, he published On Human Nature, which focused more in depth on humans and was based on animal research. He also said behavior rests on chemistry. So moving on, we have William D. Hamilton, and we got Hamilton's role from that. He said that DNA preservation can explain unselfish behaviors like self-sacrifice, and his hypothesis was called Hamilton's rule. We then move on to Richard Dawkins. In 1976, he published The Selfless Gene, a collection of work, and it summed up things that included Hamilton's rule, Price's equation, and other insights on popular genetics. And then we move on to Stephen Jay Gould. He did not like what had previously been said, and he disagreed with Wilson's work. And he made a group called Social Biology Study Group, and that published objections to Wilson's writings in the New York Review of Books. After this, a new science was born, which was evolutionary psychology. And ending our timeline, we have Robert Price. He actually made an equation that shows the relationship between the parental genetic material and the genetic material of successive offsprings, and that's his equation up on the board right now. So that's our whole timeline, and then here are all the birth and death dates of all the scientists in chapter 24. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great day.